So it's been a year. I've been using this camera for over a year now, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you what the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 can do and whether it's worth it. I started posting content about 2 years ago now, firstly on TikTok and then Instagram, and eventually I delved into YouTube when I became brave enough. Despite still not having many subscribers, I really enjoyed the entire process of filming, editing and posting content, which is why I knew I had to upgrade my gear to this. Well, that's actually a lie. The main reason I bought this was because my boyfriend persuaded me to. He is a big camera nerd and convinced me to buy the Osmo Pocket 3, just like he's now trying to convince me to buy a bigger and more expensive camera. Anyway, this was more of a want than a need. At the time, I was filming on my iPhone 16 Pro, which is what I'm filming on now, and it wasn't an issue since it's a very good camera anyway. The thing that was mostly holding me back was the storage. The amount of times I ran out of storage is unbelievable, and it was just so hard to organize my videos. That's when I decided to make the purchase. I'm actually gonna change to this camera now so you can see what it's actually like in real life instead of filming on my phone. Firstly, a disclaimer. I am in no way, shape or form knowledgeable about cameras or technology. So if you're looking for a detailed review, then this probably isn't the video for you, but you should keep watching just in case. I'm just someone who enjoys documenting their life and hobbies. So this will be a very real and honest opinion of the camera and its features. I actually filmed a similar video a year ago now when I first bought the camera. So go watch that for my first impressions and we'll see how they've changed. So let's get to it. So first, about the camera. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is a compact gimbal camera that can shoot up to 4K at 120 FPS. Did I get that right? It's ideal for beginner creators and just everyday vloggers, or anyone who just wants a simple way to get better footage than their iPhone. It also shoots in 10-bit D-Log, which is great for color grading and editing afterwards. Not that I know how to do that. Although since having this camera, I have been experimenting with the features and the editing, even though I have no clue what most of it means. To begin with, I was filming in the regular, just whatever the default setting is, because I wasn't really fussed about the colors, I just wanted to film something. I was also editing on Final Cut Pro on my iPad, which made it really difficult to color grade and just edit in general, to be honest. But now I have a MacBook, so I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro to edit my videos, but I might switch to DaVinci Resolve, I'm not sure yet, because I know that's good for color grading. But once again, I have no idea how to do it, so that's gonna be a future problem. But I've switched to filming in D-Log and using LUTs. I'm in the process of learning it all properly, but for now I just kind of stick to the basics and just guess how to edit and how to film. I've actually recently been using an ND filter as well, but I haven't really decided if I like it yet. Sometimes I feel the footage looks, I don't know how to describe it. I'm really bad at remembering to change the little dial, which I'll show you. So this is me with the ND filter on, and it's currently on 4. Actually, how do I know what ND filter is? Honestly, I have no clue. And then this is it down at 1. Let me just take it off. And that's it without. Obviously, it's quite sunny right now, so it's better to have it on. Oh, it's really cool. You can literally see it working. It's basically like sunglasses, but for a camera. So please let me know if it's worth keeping it on, because it's really quite a hassle to remember to look at the number. I don't even know what that number is. Whatever the little number is, I have to look at that and make sure it's around 0. And that is hard for me to do because sometimes I just want to pull out the camera and film instead of having to tinker about. But I do think it's really good for cinematic videos, and especially when it's bright like this outside. So what I love about this camera, the #1 best thing for me has got to be the stabilization and the gimbal. It allows smooth movement instead of sort of the shaky movement you would get with just a regular iPhone. Another one of my favorite things is the rotating screen, because it just makes it easy to flick from landscape to portrait, and obviously from YouTube to TikTok. Also, I love that if I'm filming in 4K, I mean, this probably applies to other cameras, but I'm gonna explain it anyway. If I'm filming in 4K, I can crop it down to 1080p, which is perfect for TikTok. So as long as I'm just in this middle section of the video, I can post that on TikTok if I want to. There's also custom modes which you can set up. So I think I've got 3 on there. This one is currently just the general use one. It's on 4K 24, 24 and it's in D-Log, and I don't know what the other settings are, but this is just my everyday use. Then I've got one which is 60, so if I want to do anything in slow-mo, and then I have a portrait version just if I want to do a TikTok. The camera also does have different modes which do come in handy. I really don't think I use them to their full potential, so I need to remember to do that. Typically I film in FPV, which sort of just follows the direction that you're facing the camera. I also find that the tilt lock is really useful because it is constantly locked at the horizon, so it's really good for cinematic content and just looks really nice and stable. The tracking feature is also really useful. For example, let me show you. If I wanted to, I could track my face. Go over here, it will follow, and over here, and up here. It's really cool basically. Now I need to turn that off. Now I've lost the position I was in before. Anyway, it's a really cool feature and I definitely don't use it a lot. It's really something that sets this camera apart from other cameras. But a lot of the time I just forget that these options are there because, you know, you have to go on settings and then click to another one. But maybe I'll remember that for future. Oh, it's just gone, the sun's gone away. Is that gonna affect my ND filter? I don't think so. Carry on. One feature that I never use and I really should take advantage of is the app, because there is a DJI app where you can connect your camera to the app. So for example, my camera is called Squid because it looks like a little squid. You can connect on the app, and not only can you get your footage on here, you can also connect your screen to see what the screen is there. My dog's just walked in. If you can hear that little tip tap, that's her. Okay, go back. So for example, this is me filming right now because obviously the screen is pretty small because it's pocket size. Actually, can I change the angle on here? Oh my God, I didn't even know you could do that. That is crazy. I'm literally controlling it from my iPad. Okay, let me get back to it. So that's really cool because I can stop and start it from here if I wanted to, and I could have it as a screen just so I can see myself because it is quite small. Trying to look at that right now is quite tiny. I don't know what else you can do on here, but I really should use that because that's really cool. And obviously one of the #1 things about this camera is the size, because as it says, it is pocket sized. It is just so small, and I always think that it is really adorable. It's literally like a little robot, and I love that it is just so small and unnoticeable. It's easy to carry it around, put it in your pocket if you need to, and quickly access when you just want to take a clip of something. I actually took this camera on my month-long road trip around Europe, and it was so good. I wish I knew about color grading and had the ND filter for that, because the views were just so amazing, and I wish I could have picked up that in better quality because I didn't know how to use the camera then, but I do. Actually, I don't even now. I need to learn. Anyway, it was great to use, easy to use, and it didn't affect the storage on my phone. Another thing about the size is it is just so discreet when it comes to filming in public, and it actually makes me not mind doing it. Although sometimes I do think that people are just like, what is that? Because if you don't know about this camera, you would see it and think, what is that she's got there? Sometimes it even looks like, I don't want to say the word, but it looks deadly because it's all black and the case that I have just makes it look like a weapon. But anyway, that's the only negative side. Other than that, it's really discreet and just makes me comfortable filming in public instead of, you know, using my phone and having people see the screen behind it, or just using a massive camera, which is just annoying to carry around. Now, as great as the size is, it does come with some negatives. Firstly, despite being called pocket-sized, it doesn't always fit in your pocket. I mean, it does, but it can become quite bulky with all the sort of bits and bobs that come with it. As you can see, I actually got the creator combo, which came with lots of different things. It came with this little case, which actually doesn't fit it all in, really. It's a bit of a squeeze. Usually I do just use the Osmo as it is because that way it's small and just easy to carry around. But it wouldn't really be possible with the tripod. And where is the tripod? Oh, the tripod is on the camera, of course. It wouldn't be easy with the tripod and everything because it does just make it way bigger. I also did buy a few accessories for the camera. For example, I got this little plastic case, which is a lot smaller than this protective case that it came with, but I think I might start using this because it is more protective than the one I have. It just is a lot bulkier and that wouldn't really fit in my pocket. I also got this little magnet mount. You basically just put it on the camera. You can then attach that to anything magnetic. Is there anything magnetic I can test it on? See, it just makes some really cool angles and is great in public if you don't have a tripod with you. But again, it's pretty bulky, so I wouldn't be able to put that in my pocket. Whilst I'm on the topic, I might as well talk about the other accessories in here. Obviously there's the case, there's an extra charger, a tripod, and the attachment for that. There is also a wide angle lens. I haven't really found this very useful, to be honest. I like that it's magnetic. I mean, I can't do it right now because I got the ND filter on, but let me take that off and show you. So this is also magnetic. So it does just snap on like that, but it doesn't really affect it that much, I don't think. I mean, as you can see, that's without and that's with. I guess it's pretty cool, but I don't really use it that often, especially since I have the ND filter on most of the time. And the final thing it came with was this. This is the DJI mic. I don't know what it's called. It's a mic and it has this little fluffy bit for the wind, but you can also take that off. It is quite a big mic, but I don't think I mind that. One day I do want to buy the little 2 mic minis because those are cool. It's great. It has a magnet and I think the audio is pretty good. I'll show you. There we go. This is the difference. This is with the mic and this is without the mic, just from the raw camera. And I'll do a little clip on my phone as well so you can hear the difference between all 3 mics, really. So back to the negatives. The camera is actually very delicate, which is probably my biggest concern. Although the gimbal does sort of tuck away when it's not in use, I wouldn't trust it without a case. Like, I couldn't just put the Osmo in my pocket and feel comfortable with it. Even with the case, I'm kind of worried about it breaking. Although it is pretty good, like if you drop it or it starts to fall, the gimbal does like hide the camera away again, which is really useful because I've dropped it many times and it's still okay, so I guess that's a good sign. It also is obviously not waterproof, so it can easily be damaged in certain environments, which I think it did kind of stop me taking it places sometimes, because if I know I'm going to like the beach or something, I don't want to take it with me because, you know, it can get water on, it can get sand on. I'd rather just bring my phone. The camera is great for basic vlogging. It just does have its limitations. I think the zoom is one of them. Obviously it does have a digital zoom, which I'll show you now. There we go, but it doesn't have an optical zoom. Obviously, I can see how this would be pretty much impossible for a tiny camera, but I think it's the main reason that I actually want a big proper camera with a zoom. Speaking of this, I've also found it kind of difficult when it comes to professional work. My boyfriend and I have recently started a creative agency sort of business, and we basically film and create content for clients. This camera is great as a B cam or just for behind the scenes stuff, but I would not have it as the main camera. Luckily, we have Matt's Fujifilm as our A cam. Although it is great with the stabilization and the tracking, and obviously it's still 4K, so it's more than enough. I think the main reason is I don't feel as professional holding a little tiny camera. I'm kind of just contradicting myself. First I say it's nice that it's small, and then I say it's bad. So now on to things that I've learned since having this camera. Obviously at first I did know absolutely nothing about cameras. I'm still pretty useless, but my knowledge has grown a bit. I think for me it's a case of just using the camera and figuring things out myself. In terms of what's changed from a year ago to now, I think I was very excited at the start with all the little features that the Osmo has. Since having the camera for a year, I've realized I don't really use all of them as often as I should. I do just use it for daily use, vlogging, cinematic things, TikToks, like it is just pretty simple use, which I think is a good thing, but then you kind of wonder if it's worth having the camera instead of a phone. Anyway, ultimately I have just learned that I do enjoy filming things and I like to have a separate camera for that. Again, with the professional side of things, it's not the most useful. I think it's good for its price, although I think I paid a lot more a year ago than the cost of it now. Obviously, I think the Osmo Pocket 4 is coming out. Who knows what that's gonna look like? I can't afford to buy that. I won't buy that. I'm sticking with this. A big question I think people look for when they're deciding whether to buy this camera is the comparison of the Osmo and the iPhone. Where this camera wins is definitely the stabilization. The low light is also pretty good. The rotating screen, and it is an actual camera, so it does just feel higher quality. I will do some side-to-side comparisons of the Osmo and the iPhone, just to show the difference in stabilization, color, and just general look. This is a comparison of me walking with my Osmo and my phone to show the stabilization. My phone is on 0.5 and the Osmo is just as it is. and this is the audio test from my phone and from the Osmo. The one thing that the phone wins at is pictures, because this camera was not made for photos. I wouldn't even attempt to use it, whereas this is very good. So, the verdict. Ultimately, I do love this camera, and it is what really made me get into videography and content creation. So I don't think I would be here without it with my 300 subscribers. But at the same time, it has just made me want a bigger and better camera. But I wouldn't have known that without it. So it was a stepping stone in the journey. I'm still obviously gonna keep it, but I do think it is more of a B cam, especially if you want to take that step further with video making. For a beginner or just a general creator, I think this camera is perfect. It does everything you need it to, it's easy, and it is small. I think the main question that I've had is whether it is worth bringing the Osmo instead of my phone, because sometimes when I'm going out, I don't want to have one thing in this pocket and one thing in this pocket, because I'm not really a handbag girl. If I was, I'm sure it'd be a different story. But at the end of the day, this is a camera and that is a phone. So I do like the feel of having a real handheld camera instead of just vlogging on my phone. As I said, the storage is way easier on this. Okay, I'm repeating myself now, so I think that's the end. If you want to see more videos with this camera, then please subscribe. And actually, please really subscribe so that I can have some money to buy a new camera, and I'll do a video on that. Or if someone could send me one, that'd be great. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in 2 years, I guess, to do another review, hopefully with a new camera. Bye.